Have you ever just looked at some people and wondered how they stay so solid, so resilient, no matter what life throws at them? We call that inner strength. But here's a thought. What if it's not something you're just born with? What if it's something you actually have to build? Well, in today's explainer, we're going to break down exactly how that works, and we'll use a pretty powerful metaphor to guide us.
So the one word I want you to hold on to for this entire explainer is forging. Really think about that word for a second. We're not finding strength or discovering it like it was lost somewhere. Forging. That implies heat, pressure, and really intentional hard work. It's an active, transformative process, a lot like a blacksmith taking a lump of raw metal and shaping it into something powerful and unbreakable. Okay, so let's make sure we're all on the same page here. What exactly is inner strength? Well, for our purposes, it's the capacity to withstand stress, to overcome adversity, and to stay centered and purposeful when life gets chaotic. And let's be clear, this isn't about being some kind of robot who never feels pain. Oh no. It's about your ability to handle life's challenges without losing sight of who you are and where you're headed.
And that brings us right into our first major section. This is the big mindset shift, the foundation for everything else. Strength is something that is forged, not found. Now, this idea is a total game changer because it completely reframes how we look at personal growth. It's so easy to look at strong people and think, wow, they're just lucky or they're built different. But that's not it at all. They're actually engaged in a constant, active process of building that strength. It's a skill you develop, a muscle you train. It's a literal act of creation.
So if we're going to forge something, we have to start with the raw material, right? And in this process, that raw material, well, it's you. So this next section is all about self-awareness.
Which leads us to this huge question. Before a blacksmith even thinks about picking up a hammer, they have to understand the metal they're working with. Is it brittle? Is it flexible? What are its impurities? Where are its strengths? The exact same thing applies to us. You've got to know, truly know what you're made of.
So let's get specific here. Where do you even start? Well, you can start by asking, what are your core values, the things that are completely non-negotiable for you? What are your emotional triggers, the things that just instantly throw you off balance? And this one's key. You've got to know your breaking points, not to feel bad about them, but to understand your limits so you can work on expanding them. And just as important, what are your hidden potentials, the strengths you have that you haven't even begun to tap into yet?
All right, so we understand our raw material. Now we need the forge. We need the heat. And for us, that heat is the fire of adversity. This might be the most challenging idea in this whole explainer, but it is without a doubt the most important. Without heat, metal stays exactly as it is. It can't be changed. And without challenge, without difficulty, we stay as we are. If you really want to grow stronger, you can't spend your life trying to avoid all hardship. In fact, you have to learn how to use it as the very force that reshapes you. Now, this is a vital distinction to make. Not all fire is the same, right? There's destructive hardship, the kind that just overwhelms and breaks you, that feels totally meaningless. But then there's constructive challenge. This is the kind of difficulty you can frame as having a purpose for your growth. It doesn't break you, it pushes you to adapt. It doesn't lead to burnout, it leads to resilience. The goal isn't to go looking for suffering, but to learn how to reframe the challenges you inevitably face as opportunities to forge something new.
Okay, so we have our material, ourselves, we have the fire, constructive challenges. What's next? Well, we need the hammer. And that hammer is consistent, intentional action.
This is how we actively shape ourselves when things get hot. Think of these as the 4 main strikes of the hammer. First step, mindfulness. That's the ability to just be present and aware, not swept away by the chaos. Second, discipline. Doing what needs to be done, especially when it's hard. Third, purposeful practice. Not just going through the motions, but actively trying to get better. And fourth, and this is the one so many of us forget, allowing for recovery. Even metal has to cool down to set its new shape. Rest is not weakness. It is an absolutely critical part of the process.
And that really is the core idea here. It's not about one single heroic gesture. A blacksmith doesn't make a sword with one swing. It's the hundreds and hundreds of consistent, intentional blows that shape the final product. In the same way, it's your small daily actions that truly shape who you become over time. So what's the end result of all this work? What does it actually look like when the raw material has been through the fire and shaped by the hammer, time and time again? You get to live as the tempered self. This is the payoff. This is what you're forging. It's real resilience, so when setbacks happen, they don't completely derail you. It's a deeper emotional stability, so you aren't just a puppet of your moods. It's a clear sense of purpose that guides you. It's that incredible ability to stay calm when everything around you is going crazy. And maybe the best of all, it's an unshakable trust in your own ability to handle whatever comes your way.
And really, this is the ultimate distinction. Strength isn't about being rigid and unbreakable. You know what that is? That's just being brittle. True, forged strength is about flexibility. It means when life puts pressure on you, you don't shatter into a million pieces. You bend, you learn from the experience, and you endure, coming out the other side even stronger than before.
And that leaves us with one final, very personal question. The process is clear. Know yourself, embrace the constructive challenges, and take consistent, intentional action. The only question left is the one for you. Looking at your own life, what will you choose to step into the fire to forge?